Hello. This video provides a brief overview of reliability and validity. I hope you will find it helpful. As nursing students pursuing your BSN, you are taking one more step toward being a nursing researcher. There are some standard methods that you can apply to nursing research to help make sure the research is credible or to recognize research that may not be credible. The measurement of phenomena is a major concern of nursing researchers. Unless measurement instruments' validity, accurately, or reliability consistently reflect the concepts of the theory being tested, conditions drawn from a study will be invalid or biased. When you choose techniques in research, validity and reliability are important. Would you use a tool or an instrument with a patient that was not reliable? Would you take a blood pressure with an instrument that gave a different reading every time, sometimes high and sometimes low? Would you call the physician in the middle of the night and say, Mrs. Jones' blood pressure was 200 over 120, and a few minutes ago it was 70 over 40, but she seems fine? Of course you wouldn't, because you would know that is not a reliable or a valid measure, and most likely it's the instrument that you're using that's a problem, especially in a stable or apparently stable patient. Reliability is the ability of an instrument to measure the attributes of a variable or a construct consistently. Just as you care about the vital signs being precise, as researchers, we care about our results being equally precise. Reliability means that every time you measure the vital signs, you should get consistent results from a stable patient. What if when you take it, you get one reading, and when your coworker takes it, they get another reading? The reason we train and retrain on simple tasks is to make sure that there is no unwanted variation. As researchers, we must consider various types of reliability. Karen Fitzer published a brief explanation of different types of reliability. The citation is included for you if you want to read it and learn more. It is a very nice synopsis of the issues of reliability and validity, and in it, she identifies test, retest reliability, which is the ability of the measuring scale to reproduce the same results consistently over time. Interterm consistency is the consistency of results across multiple written or verbal expressions in a test or a tool. Internal consistency reliability is the consistency of results across multiple items within a test or a tool. And inter-rater or intra-rater reliability means that multiple test givers or interviewers achieve the same results, relevant for face-to-face or telephone interviews. In one of the first research studies I participated in as a student, one of the things the researcher did was he had each of us do three separate cases, and then a skilled or highly trained person made sure that we were doing it correctly before we were allowed to do any on our own that actually counted for the research study. Validity is the extent to which an instrument measures the attributes of a concept accurately. When an instrument is valid, it measures what it's supposed to measure. So a high reliability, though, is not always equal to highly valid. However, valid generally equals reliable. There are several types of validity you need to be familiar with. First is content validity, which represents the universe of content or the domain of a given variable or construct. The universe of content provides the basis for developing the items that will adequately represent the content. Criterion related indicates to what degree the subject's performance on the instrument and the subject's actual behavior are related. And then construct is based on the extent to which a test measures a theoretical construct, attribute, or trait. It attempts to validate a theory underlying the measurement by testing of the hypothesized relationship. The Fitzer article gives a good example of this. And it basically says that when you implement a health eating program, is it labeled accurately and does it measure what you wanted? If the program targets exercise and healthy eating, then the label healthy eating would not be valid because you are actually targeting both healthy eating and exercise. Sometimes it is the simple answers or the simple examples that make this somewhat easier to understand. Other types of validity include face validity, which is a subjective judgment of whether the tool or question is a good measure or not. Does it measure what is intended to measure? One way to think about this is if we have a tool that we're asking somebody really factual questions. How many clients did you see today? Count the number. Face validity would say that we can assume that a person can count. I saw 5 patients today, or I saw 5 clients today. That's 5. Concurrent validity answer is, do other tools give a similar result? If a new test measures satisfaction with diabetes education and gives similar results to another tool that was validated in the past, the new measure then has concurrent validity. External validity is the degree to which the results can be generalized to other settings or groups. And internal validity is, did the thing you were interested in actually cause the change or the outcome? This is essentially a summary of the types of reliability and validity that I think are really important for you to understand right now. When you're reading your research articles, they generally will not go into a lot of detail about reliability and validity. And if they do, it is going to be a very brief 1 or 2 sentences. This is usually related to the space available in peer-reviewed literature, and it does not indicate the importance of this issue. So this is really important. In the textbook you're using, there is an excellent flowchart or table in your book that can walk you through assessing the appropriateness of the type of validity and reliability selected for a particular piece of research. And it talks to you about the test and the statistics and other things that will be used. That is covered in another lecture. But to end this one, I think that this is really an excellent chart for you to keep handy when you're reviewing the literature.